Hey there! This kid participates in robot fights for money, and he's got a real talent for robotics. He's drawn to quick cash and adrenaline. But is this the limit of his dreams? Hiro Hamada still has to discover true values in life. However, the path to them won't be easy. In the dark alleys of the city, illegal robot fights take place. The crowd cheers as a pink girl robot takes down a chubby one, but the fat guy reveals a hidden weapon and cuts her in half. Yama Jr. collects his winnings. From the crowd emerges a scrawny kid who wants to enter with his homemade robot, betting his last money. He sits opposite the Hulk, and in 2 blows, the fat guy dismantles the kid's metal junk. But the kid demands a rematch and pulls out a decent sum from his pocket. The boy calls the bluff and activates Megabot mode, dodging attacks and tearing the favorite to pieces.
No more little Yama.
What? This is not possible!
Hey, I'm as surprised as you are. Beginner's luck. Do you want to go again?
Yama Jr. doesn't accept humiliation and demands the kid be taught a lesson, but Hiro is saved by his brother arriving on a scooter. As they speed away from the bandits, Tadashi scolds his brother. He's burying his talent in the ground. Hiro doesn't listen. He's thrilled by the wins and prizes. Salvation is close, but police block their path. Aunt Cass bails the boys out of the station and gives them an earful. She's been trying to be a mom to them for 10 years, though she doesn't consider herself suitable for the role. The boy's parents died, and she had to take on this burden. The family arrives home, and after all this, Hiro, as if nothing happened, finds the new arena for fights. He rushes to sneak out of the house again in the middle of the night. Tadashi can't get through to his brother. "I'll give you a ride." "Wow, talking you out of it is useless. I can't let you go alone." Along the way, under a made-up pretext, Tadashi even takes him to the university and shows him his lab. Hiro meets talented young people inspired by science. Confident Gogo works on high-speed bikes with electromagnetic suspension. Wasabi, who can't stand mess, works with plasma lasers. Friendly and restless Honeylemon with bright chemical mixtures. And Fred, who came up with all these nicknames, isn't even a student. He's just the school mascot, a science fan who endlessly wants to improve his lizard costume for spectacular shows. Tadashi takes Hiro further and shows him his invention. "Hello, I am your personal healthcare companion." This is a medical robot capable of diagnostics and first aid. Externally, he's made of air-inflated vinyl to be soft and harmless, but inside is a complex and powerful mechanism, plus a special chip containing the robot's program, memory, and personality. If you tell the robot you're satisfied with the treatment, he deflates and puts himself in a compact suitcase. Suddenly, Tadashi's professor, Robert Callahan, enters the room. "So, Hiro, you like bot fights? My daughter only thought about those at your age." Hiro immediately recognizes him. He's read all the scientist's works and built his robot gladiator using his books. The professor scolds the boy for taking shortcuts, using his technology for brawls. At the university, they tackle more complex challenges. Hiro finally gets excited about the idea of enrolling to study under his idol. Tadashi tells his brother about a talent contest where authors of the best projects earn that honor. Hiro works tirelessly, but he hits a creative block. His brother steps in and helps him find a new approach. The idea is born. Together with new friends from the university, they haul containers with the invention to the contest. It seems Hiro has never wanted anything more than this. He's really nervous, but manages to calm down and demonstrates the microbot prototype, to which thousands of others join. Music. What are they doing? With a thought, they can build structures, move cargo and people, and much more. This impresses the participants, and businessman Mr. Cray offers to buy the patent for huge money. But Professor Callahan warns him, Cray's reputation is stained. The businessman is ready to violate scientific principles for personal gain. The boy refuses and receives the invitation he dreamed of from the professor. The brothers stay together for a moment. Hiro is very grateful to Tadashi for his support. Suddenly, they hear a fire siren. The exhibition pavilion is burning. Tadashi learns his teacher hasn't made it out. Someone has to help. The boy runs into the burning building, dropping his cap. Seconds later, an explosion occurs. Tadashi is dead. At the funeral, Hiro sits apart from everyone, crushed by grief. He spends days at home depressed and doesn't show up at the university for a whole month. New friends send him messages, but he doesn't respond. The boy thinks about returning to the arena fights, but drops the robot on his foot. Yelping in pain, he accidentally activates his brother's robot. Baymax obsessively tries to diagnose the patient. Hiro tries to get rid of the robot and accidentally finds one of his microbots under the bed. It's heading somewhere, but where? All its brothers were destroyed in the fire. Well, maybe then you'll find out where it's going. It will improve your emotional state. Yeah, right, Hiro throws sarcastically. And a moment later, Baymax is already outside. Hiro gives chase. Baymax plows straight through highways, and Hiro barely catches up. They end up at the door of a closed warehouse. Climbing through an open window, they discover an entire microbot factory inside. The heroes make too much noise, and a wave of microbots comes alive. They're controlled by a stranger in a kabuki theater mask. The pair reaches the window, but Baymax gets stuck. Hiro rushes to push him out, but loses balance and falls from a great height. Baymax catches the boy and cushions the fall. The police don't believe Hiro's story. Baymax discharges and starts deflating. They have to return home, where the robot recharges and notices Tadashi's cap. Hiro answers that his older brother died, and this causes him heartache. Baymax takes on therapy and notifies Hiro's friends about his condition. And what's this? Recommended comforting gestures, especially hugs. The boy suddenly realizes that the tragedy with his brother might have been staged to steal the microbots. He rushes to the garage to upgrade the robot. Max gets new armor and a second chip with a library of attacking moves. Hiro also teaches the robot Tadashi's greeting, "Give me 5." The heroes head back to the warehouse, but the microbots have already been moved. They continue the search and discover the villains at the port. He's retrieving something from the sea using the bots. Suddenly, Tadashi's friends interrupt the observation. Baymax called them. These are the same young researchers from the university. They want to help Hiro with his depression, but the timing is bad. Again, the noise brings the masked villain. He throws a huge container at the group, but Baymax catches it and saves the kids. Wasabi jumps behind the wheel, and a chase begins. The man in the mask moves through the city on microbots like a huge wave. It's not a fact that he wants to kill us. Wasabi drives too carefully, and Go-Go grabs the wheel. The car jumps over obstacles and squeezes past a train. The villain almost catches them, but the kids escape his clutches. But before they can celebrate, their car breaks through the barrier and crashes into the water. Baymax sheds his armor to float up and save the company of friends. Soaked and frozen, they follow Fred, and can't believe their eyes. The guy who dresses and acts almost like a homeless person turns out to be the heir to a fortune and invites them to his huge mansion. Don't you get it? The dude in the mask who attacked us is none other than it's Mr. Cray, who Hiro almost sold the patent to for his microbots. The guys doubt it, but it turns out that during the chase, Baymax managed to scan the masked villain's medical readings. Hiro comes up with a plan to lure the mysterious man and rip off his mask. Honey Lemon will use colored foam to immobilize the enemy. Go-Go will switch her bike for high-speed roller skates. Wasabi gets sharp laser blades, and Fred's suit now jumps high and breathes fire. The guys are thrilled with their new abilities. Baymax gets a full arsenal. He now shoots rocket fists and flies, albeit extremely clumsily. Well, what do you say? Your endorphin synthesis continues to intensify. The robot thinks the therapy worked and suggests shutting down. But the boy can't stop there. His goal is to catch the criminal who staged the explosion. The super sensor shows the person they need is on an island in the bay. The whole company gathers to test their new suits in action. They fly over the water holding onto Baymax, and it becomes clear they still have no idea how to use their new abilities. But the team still crosses the bay and sneaks inside the building, where they see a strange destroyed construction. In the control room, they launch a video file where Cray demonstrates teleportation technology to the military. A girl, Abigail, gets inside a capsule and is sent through a portal, but something goes wrong and an explosion occurs. The capsule is lost between dimensions, and the general shuts down the experiment. The friends realize that Cray is using the microbots to restore the portals. Before they can recover, a boulder lost by the villain flies at them. Baymax is on the spot again, and the friends begin the battle. Fred is immediately defeated. Wasabi hesitates, while the girls rush into battle and land a couple of precise hits, but collide with each other. Hiro enters the fight just in time and rips the mask off Professor Callahan. He survived the fire using the microbots, so only Tadashi died. I didn't ask for this. Hiro is furious and orders Baymax to destroy the professor. The robot refuses, so Hiro pulls out Baymax's medical personality chip. Deprived of compassion, the robot unleashes his entire combat arsenal, and the professor is one step from death. But his life is saved by the rest of the team. The guys grab the robot and reinsert the chip, while the professor manages to grab his mask and escape. Hiro feels betrayed and decides to act alone. He tries to pull out the chip again, but Baymax won't let him. Do you believe your condition will improve as a result of his destruction? No, I don't know. Instead, he shows the boy Tadashi's video diary, where he tells the story of creating the robot. Hiro is moved and ashamed of his behavior. The company of friends arrive. They review the footage from the island and learn that Callahan hates Cray and wants revenge, all because Abigail, lost in the portal, was the capsule pilot, the professor's daughter. The professor attacks Cray during a public presentation and activates the portal, which begins destroying and sucking in the company building. Cray will die before your eyes. Your turn. Arriving Hiro and the team try to convince the professor that you can't bring back those you love with such cruel methods. But the man isn't ready to abandon his plans, and a battle begins. The portal continues to pull in the building, and everyone in its zone, including Hiro. While the professor attacks and immobilizes the team, the boy literally hangs on by a thread. Suddenly, he remembers his brother's words about looking at the situation from another angle, and then the friends free themselves from under him. The team provokes the professor to attack in such a way that more and more microbots get sucked into the portal. The bots run out, and Baymax destroys Callahan's mask, depriving him of control. The portal falls to the ground, but continues to accumulate critical mass, threatening to explode. Everyone runs for their lives, only Baymax lingers. His sensors detected signs of life inside the portal. Hiro and the robot head into the unknown dimension and find a capsule with sleeping Abigail. Salvation seems close, but unexpectedly Baymax collides with a flying object. His armor is damaged and he can't fly further, but he can sacrifice himself to push Hiro and Abigail's capsule toward the exit. The only thing needed is consent from the robot's owner. No time. Are you satisfied with your care? No. Hiro grieves, unable to let go of Baymax, who reminds him of his brother's love.
but there's no other way out, and he agrees. Mission complete. Medics attend to Abigail, and she wakes up on a stretcher while handcuffs are put on her shocked father. Some time passes. On TV, mysterious heroes who saved the city are honored. Hiro meets with friends at a cafe and hugs his beloved aunt. The boy finally visits the university. In the box, he has the rocket glove that Baymax used to push him toward the portal. He gives the fist a 5, when suddenly he discovers the robot's personality chip inside. He pulled it out right before shutdown. Hello, I am Baymax. Baymax gets a new body, and here are Hiro and friends all racing through the city in their advanced suits. His brother's desire to help people becomes the boy's guiding star. Perhaps this is what Hiro will dedicate himself to. The movie title, as always, is in the video description. Meanwhile, share in the comments. Have you found your calling, or are you still searching? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video, so great plots come out as often as possible.